Now, on Good Morning Northwest, breaking news. A house set on fire in West Central Spokane, and police shoot a man they're trying to question about it. We have a live report.
Sunshine and warmer for a couple of days, and then the next thing moves in. We'll talk about what that thing is coming up.
And a couple of big construction projects start today that will affect a whole lot of people. We'll tell you what to expect for Bigelow Gulch and the 29th Avenue project, how to get around them, and how long they'll take. You're watching Good Morning Northwest on 4 News Now. Thanks for starting your day with us. I'm Natalie Grant.
And I'm Robin Nance. It is Monday, April 1st. We want to get straight to some breaking news of an arson investigation that led to officers shooting and killing a man last night.
It happened in West Central Spokane near the corner of West Dean and North Oak Street, just a couple of blocks from the Maple Ash corridor. Our Allison Martinez is live there this morning. And Allison, it sounds like it was a tense situation from the beginning.
Yeah, that is right. Good morning. Now, authorities say this was initially reported as a house fire, but this incident escalated to far more than that. This morning, residents of this West Central neighborhood are waking up to see law enforcement actively investigating a home you see behind me surrounded by red tape. Now, this morning, we've seen several officers in and out of that home just in the last few minutes. I'm going to give you a better picture of that home there. Now, here's what the Spokane Police Department says led up to this. Just before 10 o'clock last night, a neighbor called 911 saying a fire had started at a home. They called and also said that they heard someone screaming. The Spokane Police and Fire Department arrived and safely removed multiple people from the home. Shortly after this, SPD says officers learned that the fire was a possible arson and that the person of interest was unaccounted for. Next, officers started interviewing the people that they had removed from the home. SPD says at this point, one person was not cooperative and walked away. They say they tried to detain the man and then he fired a gun that he had concealed. At least 2 officers fired back, according to SPD, shooting the man. Once he was disarmed, life-saving measures were attempted, but the man did die at the scene. Now, per standard protocol, the 2 officers who were involved were placed on administrative leave, and the Spokane Independent Investigative Response Team will conduct this investigation. As you head out the door this morning, there are no road closures in this area. We'll be sure to bring you more information as soon as it becomes available. Reporting live in Spokane, Allison Martinez, 4 News Now.
Allison, thanks so much.
Let's get to Mark now on your first alert forecast.
All right, temperatures outside warming a touch, 38 degrees. It's 37 into Coeur d'Alene with a clear sky. And again, things are relatively mild. We look at those 4 things, and it's going to be above average today. It's really going to be nice. We're going to see that again for tomorrow. Now, the winds, the showers, and the cooler air comes in for Wednesday. And, of course, that takes us all the way through the weekend with cooler, wet weather. Right now, some clouds coming across. We're going to see those for a little bit. Then there, too, are going to push out, and we'll have that sunshine. Right now, temperatures getting colder up into Deer Park. You're at 29 degrees now, 37 into downtown, and we've got 38 officially, with Post Falls at 33 degrees and then mid-30s for Coeur d'Alene. We look at our forecast for the day, mostly sunny conditions later on. We'll have a high today of 62 degrees. Those winds are going to be up to 15 miles an hour, so it could put a little bite in the air, but otherwise, it really is going to be a pretty nice day, and it'll be warmer tomorrow. We'll have details on that coming your way in just a little bit.
Mark, thanks. New construction project starting today on Spokane South Hill could add some significant delays to your drive time.
Areas that already experience high traffic, like the Lincoln Heights Shopping Center, will now see even more slowdowns. Let's get over to Sydney Charles at the Breaking Now desk with what you need to know about these closures. Sid.
That's right. Starting today at 7 o'clock, crews will begin 2 grind and overlay projects for 29th Avenue. Take a look at this map. Only 1 lane will be open in each direction in between Grand Boulevard and Ray Street. Now, this is part of the city's plan to rehabilitate roads while the weather is warmer. And in an effort to do so cost efficiently and causing as little disruption as possible, 29th Avenue, along with a few other roads in the city, will undergo the grind and overlay process. Now, here's how it works. Once manholes and sewer structures are pulled out, the grinding process begins. Then, once it's leveled, crews will put down new asphalt. This helps maintain the road's structural integrity and durability. Also wrapped up into this repair is installing more up-to-code ADA ramps that will increase accessibility to our sidewalks. 4 News Now spoke to a local biker who told us the closures will disrupt his routes and believes the construction isn't needed. Take a listen.
No. No.
Yeah, it's fine as it is?
It's fine, yeah. It's not bad. It's perfectly fine.
The city estimates all of the projects in this plan to be done by October. And for more information about the construction projects, find this story on KXLY.com. It's on our front page. Reporting in studio, Sydney Charles, 4 News Now.
Sydney, thanks. And also starting today, the Bigelow Gulch will be closed between Wiley and Havana until the late fall. And during that time, crews will work on a new water drainage system, resurface the road, and install more streetlights.
And a project that's already underway on the I-90 westbound Thor-Freya exit will close the off-ramp until June. The street off of the exit 2nd is closed as crews rebuild the road and intersections. Once 2nd Avenue is complete, crews will focus on 3rd. Construction in that area will continue through the summer. To see how you can get around these projects, check out the story on KXLY.com.
Around the Northwest this morning, today in Boise, the trial begins for the man accused of killing his wife's 2 children, as well as his former wife. Chad Daybell is accused of killing his first wife and his new wife, Lori Vallo's 7-year-old son, Joshua, and 16-year-old Tylee Ryan. Both Chad and Lori were charged with murder when police discovered the children's bodies on property owned by Daybell in Madison County in June of 2020. Vallo was convicted last summer and sentenced to life in prison. Unlike his wife, Daybell faces the death penalty if convicted. Now be sure to download the KXLY app and turn on those push notifications to get the latest on this trial sent right to your phone. Your Good Morning Northwest time right now is 6:06.
Let's check in with Mark talking about what we can expect for our highs today. Another gorgeous day.
It really is. Over the weekend, we were spoiled. And today we're going to be into the low 60s, normal highs into the low 50s. So, yeah, it's going to be really nice. Beautiful start to the day, although a little bit on the chilly side in areas. We'll have a full look at the forecast coming up.
If you were an AT&T customer 5 years ago, your personal information could be in the hands of thieves. We'll tell you what you need to know about a massive data breach just ahead.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Save your greed!
A lot of my friends were overdosing and we didn't know why. And little we knew it was fentanyl. Last year I got caught up and went to prison. I really think addiction is a disease because it gets in your head. Every day is hard, but I have good strength. Other people give me strength by being there for me, not judging me. One word can change the story. My word is strength.
Wow. Honeymoon phase over already, huh?
You know, these things normally take a while to figure out, and these kind
Let's just settle this whole ordeal right now.
We get you compensated fairly and only get paid after you win.
With Craig Swap and Associates, it's always one call, that's all.
509-999-9999.
Expect even more from KXLY Plus. Live updates from the 4 News Now team. Breaking news as it happens. Weather every 10 minutes. Free on your time. Download the app, connect to your streaming TV, and connect on KXLY Plus.
Huh, never a doubt. See our great selection of Tundras with backup assist technology and other advanced features at Parker Toyota in beautiful Coeur d'Alene.
It's Coeur d'Alene Casino's Core Stars Entertainment Series. 38 specials, timeless blast of Southern rock hits. Live Thursday, April 18th.
Damn straight.
Don't miss Scotty McCreery, one of country music's biggest stars, live Thursday, May 2nd. It's no holds barred entertainment at King of the Cage, featuring upcoming MMA stars on Thursday, June 13th. Visit CDAcasino.com to buy your tickets now and check out the full Core Stars lineup.
Winning is just the beginning.
For over 50 years, Purina Cat Chow has been helping cats feel at home with trusted nutrition. No wonder it's the #1 dry cat food in America. Come home to Cat Chow.
10 minutes after 6, here's a look at what's new on Good Morning Northwest. Pope Francis called for a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas in his Easter message, condemning war as an absurdity.
The Pope also used his address to insist that access to humanitarian aid be ensured to Gaza, and authorities ensure the prompt release of hostages. He has been forced to limit his appearances in recent events due to some poor health. Meanwhile, in the Middle East, Israel's military said it has withdrawn from the Al-Shifa hospital during a 14-day siege. Officials in the region say the complex, which was Gaza's largest medical facility, has been destroyed.
We are learning new details about a massive data breach at AT&T involving more than 72 million customers. The telecom giant says the information is from 2019 or earlier and includes names and social security numbers. AT&T says 90% of the leaked data belongs to former account holders. The company says it's contacted everyone affected and reset passcodes of 7.6 million current customers.
Our 10-second takeaway on this Monday morning: cool, not cold, and then it's going to be warmer, not hot. You'll need some light layers potentially. Your sunglasses certainly. 62 our high today.
16 carriages driving away.
If you're anything like me, this album's been on a repeat all weekend. Beyonce's new country album is breaking records. Cowboy Carter is Spotify's most streamed album in a single day so far this year. On Amazon Music, it earned the most first-day streams for a country album by a female artist in the platform's history, and more first-day streams globally than any previous Beyonce album. But Taylor Swift's album's coming up later this month, so we'll see how they stand up. But until then, definitely enjoying this one.
Very good.
Your Good Morning Northwest time is 6:11.
The huge job of cleaning up the Baltimore bridge collapse. Right after the break, we'll show you the complicated undertaking and what crews are having to do to get that port back open.
And as we send you off to break, here is a live look at your Monday morning. Getting closer and closer to that full sunrise there. Thanks for choosing to start your day with us here on Good Morning Northwest. We'll see you after the break.
I'm worried about the draft. We got some bad zone control, and I'm concerned we're not bringing the heat. Look at this, crossover's off. We've got a weak dribble. We need a solid block, just not enough pressure. What do you think?
I think I'm doing just fine.
What?
Bill's Heating and AC is offering financing as low as 0% for 5 years. Call today.
For all your heating and cooling needs, leave it to the real professionals at Bill's.
With more than 50 million records sold and 9 Grammys to her name, everybody say hi to Sheryl Crow. Plus SNL's Heidi Gardner. It's April on an all-new Kelly.
Watch Kelly today at 4 and 4 News Now at 5.
My name is Connie, and I have stage 3 breast cancer. I'm an RN, and I've been working for several years in the profession, so I decided that I wanted to seek out a second opinion. I think getting a second opinion is vitally important. I went to Summit Cancer. Everybody in the facility treats me like I am the only one they're looking after. I would highly recommend Summit Cancer Centers.
From Lincoln Center Theater that brought you The King and I and South Pacific comes a sumptuous new revival of the most perfect musical of all time, My Fair Lady. The New York Times calls it thrilling, glorious, and better than it ever was. Bartlett Shear's glowing production is enthralling. Don't miss the smashing, jubilant Lincoln Center Theater production of My Fair Lady.
April 2nd through 7th at First Interstate Center for the Arts. Tickets on sale now at BroadwaySpokane.com.
For 10 years, the 4 News Now Extreme Team has been rebuilding and rejuvenating baseball fields. Is yours next? It's that time again. Go to KXOI.com and tell us why your field needs a makeover. Diamonds and Dreams, brought to you by your hometown Chevy dealers and Horizon Credit Union.
Hi, I'm Mike from Mechanics Pride Tire and Automotive.
We've been in business now for 34 years. We built this company on honesty, integrity, and we are here for you and your entire family.
We have 3 locations here in town, one downtown on the South Hill and one out in the valley off of Pines. customer service is our #1 priority.
At Mechanics Pride Tire and Automotive,
Our pride is your satisfaction.
I'm Faye, the president and lead negotiator at UFCW 3000, the Essential Workers Union.
And I'm Joe, the secretary-treasurer of UFCW 3000, with over 50,000 members.
We believe that essential workers should never have to struggle to meet basic needs or pay the rent. When we come together as a union, we gain the power to deliver to our members not just better wages, but the dignity and respect they deserve.
UFCW 3000. Our goal is building a union that fights to ensure that essential workers get better wages, respect on the job, and a safe workplace.
4 News Now is brought to you by Satay Bistro and Catering Company.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Welcome back. It is now 6:15. This morning, efforts are underway to clear the collapsed Francis Scott Key Bridge and reopen the Baltimore port. Crews worked through the weekend to meticulously cut and remove portions of the bridge in what officials are calling a remarkably complex operation. ABC's Em Nguyen reports now from D.C.
This morning, demolition crews urgently dismantling the collapsed Francis Scott Key Bridge. A 4th Navy crane is set to arrive today as they work to clear the channel. Over the weekend, salvage teams hoisted 200 tons of debris out of the Patapsco River in a complex operation which involves cutting and removing the mangled trusses one section at a time.
It's not just that you have to remove the wreckage. They could behave almost like a spring if they are not expertly managed. You also, of course, still have the ship there alongside the channel. Measures are being taken to stop the stern of the ship from swinging into the channel.
The bridge seen crumbling last Tuesday when a massive cargo ship slammed into it. Officials say 6 construction workers were killed, with the bodies of 2 of the victims recovered and 4 still missing, presumably trapped in the tangle of steel underwater. The captain of the port announcing plans for a temporary alternate shipping route to allow cargo ships to safely circumnavigate the blockage. The lane will be about 265 feet wide, 11 feet deep, and have a nearly 100-foot clearance overhead. Officials hope the new passage will alleviate shipping delays in one of the country's busiest ports.
We have to move with a measurement of speed because we have got to get this channel open.
The Army Corps of Engineers could not provide a timeline for the cleanup, and officials say dangerous conditions over the weekend made underwater recovery of the remaining victims impossible.
The NTSB is investigating this incident and why the bridge collapsed so quickly. This as President Biden is expected to visit Baltimore this week to survey the damage and see the progress of this cleanup. Em Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
Well, here's a live look at our morning today. Sun's starting to peek up there. An absolutely amazing weekend, I'd say.
It was gorgeous.
And it's going to continue in today, Mark says, which is good news.
Sunrise in 10 minutes.
Okay.
So, yeah, and you can already see the promise of what is going to be a really nice day. All right, we look at the current conditions as you're waking up and heading out. Deer Park, you're going to need some layers. 36 into the valley, 38 officially. Spangler at 33. We've got 34 into Coeur d'Alene. So cool, not extremely cold, but certainly, yeah, you want to be prepared. 62 will be our high today, so those layers won't be needed all day, certainly. And again, plenty of sunshine out there. We're going to see tonight with a relatively clear sky. 41 degrees for the overnight low as warmer air comes in and sits down, and it's going to be pretty nice. The Pacific Northwest, yeah, we have that system coming off the Gulf of Alaska. We have the remnants of what we went through last week still hanging out into the northern plains, so there's still winter weather there. For us, variable clouds coming through. We're going to see sunshine today and maybe filtered at times. Looking at what we can expect in our planning forecast, this takes us through a couple of days. We're going to see variable clouds today, tomorrow. We're going to see evening showers coming into the north central sections of the state, in throughout areas of potentially the southern Palouse. And then we're going to see that come in and really start to move in from the southwest as well, filling in. So Spokane sitting at a 40, 50, even a 70% chance of rain. But we're going to see far more rain to the south and also to the east as this moves around. And then Thursday looks to be again, a day where we're going to see this thing start to exit and really come across us full force. 62 will be our high today, 58 into Sandpoint, 64 Ritzville. Sunshine for everybody, really, with a few clouds. Going to be 70 on Tuesday. Now, we have that warm air coming in before the cold, and that's 54 on Wednesday and low 50s Thursday through Sunday. And we're going to have, again, showers pushing through the area, no doubt about it. It is a Monday. It's time now for our Pet of the Week.
Lucas is our Pet of the Week, and he would like to let you know the dog food shelves are empty, but the kennels are full. The number of dogs entering Companions Animal Center recently has been overwhelming. Currently, there are over 50 large dogs in our care, and just enough food to feed them for only a few days. Lucas is asking for your help to restock our shelves. Please take some time and stop by and drop off a bag or two. If you're not close by but would like to make a monetary donation specifically to purchase the food needed, just visit our website at companionsanimalcenter.org and make your donation online. You can also consider stopping by this Saturday, April 6th for our open house. There will be food trucks, live entertainment, free raffles, and you can visit with lots of animals. And you can bet they will all be very happy to see you.
Well, it sounds like if you're thinking about getting a new dog, now might be a good time.
Go visit old Lucas and his pals. It's now 6:20.
The Zags' hopes of returning to another Final Four were cut short this past weekend. The team may be disappointed about their Sweet 16 elimination, but the uphill climb just to make it to the tournament won't soon be forgotten. We're looking ahead to next season, coming up in Morning Sports.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
I just turned 37 and I found a lump by the time that I had it checked out and was able to get in and see a doctor and all that. I was at stage 3. Part of the reason I think that I didn't go get it checked out right away is that I was really scared. When I got the call, it was gone. It was such a huge relief. Even if you don't feel that it's in you, that you have a lump or you have a reason to get checked, you are a woman, get checked.
This or that, this or that. You can do this when you Angie that. You can do this when you Angie that. You can do this because everywhere it's at.
Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Get started today at Angie.com.
At Parker Subaru and Coeur d'Alene, we're more than just a dealership. We're your trusted service destination.
Our state-of-the-art service center is open 7 days a week, and our Subaru certified technicians can service any make or model vehicle.
Need a lift while we work on your car? We've got you covered with our convenient shuttle service.
Schedule your service today at parkersubaru.com and receive no problem customer attention at Parker Subaru in beautiful Coeur d'Alene.
Hi, I'm Bruce Shaver. These are my 2 sons, Gary and John, and we built this deck. We won't settle for anything less than contractor grade.
So we get all of our building materials and supplies from Par.
Par, family owned since 1930. Go where the builders go.
What are you gonna build?
Want to instantly look more attractive, years younger? The solution is whiter teeth. But you love coffee, tea, wine, or smoking, and all of them stain your teeth and make them yellow. It's time you discovered Power Swabs.
One friend was like, your teeth look like really white. Did you do anything to it? And I was like, I did. I did Power Swabs.
Power Swabs are guaranteed to whiten your teeth up to 2 shades after the first 5-minute application. Better yet, after a week, your teeth will be an average of 6 shades whiter. Power Swabs are easier on your gums and cause less sensitivity.
I've used strips and trays, and they both gave me really sensitive teeth. With the Power Swabs, I've been using them for a week, and I had hot coffee this morning and ice cream last night, and no problems.
Over 500,000 people have already seen incredible results. Now, it's your turn to get started with Power Swabs.
I like my smile.
This is a Power Swab smile.
Call or go online to receive 50% off. You'll also receive the Stain Out Quick Stick, absolutely free. Plus, get free shipping.
While the madness in March continues, it's sadness for the Gonzaga Bulldogs. The best month for college hoops cut short for the Zags after a Sweet 16 loss against Purdue on Friday night. Of course, the guys are disappointed on missing what would have been a 3rd straight Elite 8 appearance, but you have to take a step back and realize how far the Zags managed to get this postseason with the uphill climb they faced mid-year. Losses to San Diego State, Santa Clara, and St. Mary's put the Bulldogs on the bubble for earning an NCAA tournament bid in the beginning of February, but 8 straight wins to end the regular season was enough for their 25th consecutive March Madness appearance. Now to appear was one thing, to prove they deserved a 5 seed was another. But the Zags that showed up in Salt Lake City was the strongest we had seen the team all season. The Bulldogs won their first and second round games, each by 21 points, making it to their 9th straight Sweet 16. Of course, not the ending they hoped for, but a loss to Purdue is more than enough fuel to get right back to the same place.
Pretty much everybody coming back, except for Arson, which is a huge loss for us. But you know, that hunger we have now, that motivation, you know, getting a taste for the Sweet 16, I think it's only going to motivate us.
The Bulldogs will have to handle next season without Spokane native Anton Watson. Players calling him one of the greatest to ever wear the Gonzaga uniform. And good for the Zags, there's quite a few vets expected to make a return, which will provide consistency for GU. A potential lineup with Graham Ike, Ryan Nemhard, Nolan Hickman, Ben Gregg, Pepperdine transfer Michael Ajay, along with good depth coming off the bench, has to have Zag fans a little giddy at the possibility for this team. The ceiling is high, but something to keep in mind for next season is there will be another addition to West Coast Conference play, and that's a team about 90 minutes down the road in Washington State. The Cougars entered a scheduling agreement with the WCC for the next 2 seasons while things with the Pac-12 conference realignment get sorted out, which means Gonzaga-WSU matchups are inevitable. While the Gonzaga roster will look pretty familiar, Washington State will have a lot of question marks, starting from their coaching staff to at least half of their roster, despite their historic run to the tournament for the first time since 2008. Throughout the last week, we learned now former head coach Kyle Smith will be coaching in the ACC next season as Stanford's leading man. Then star redshirt freshman Miles Rice announced he's entering the transfer portal, along with Kamani Winsu, Dylan Darling, Ruben Chinyelu, and potentially Andrei Yakimovsky, who says he might test out the NBA waters. Now, we also have heard reports of Eastern Washington's head coach David Riley as one of the top candidates for the vacant job at WSU, but Washington State is also short an athletic director, so the university's president Kirk Schultz is leading the coaching search as of now. However, the WSU women are still alive in the postseason. They did miss their chance at a 4th straight NCAA tournament appearance, but they still earned the #1 seed in the WBIT. The Cougs are in Indianapolis for the semifinals, where they will take on the 4-seeded Illinois in the women's basketball invitation tournament. The winner of this matchup will face the winner of #1 Penn State and #1 Villanova for the championship. And a trip to the WBIT title game would be the first ever postseason championship game for the women's program, so they're just one win away from possibly making history. That game is on April 1st, scheduled to tip off at 2 p.m. Pacific time. In studio, Sydney Berger, 4 News Now Sports.
Yeah, go Cougs.
Games tonight. It'll be so fun.
It's now 6:27.
We are continuing to follow breaking news this morning of a police shooting and killing a person while responding to a house fire. Allison Martinez is live in West Central.
Officers are actively investigating after an overnight shooting. I'll tell you what led up to this coming up on Good Morning Northwest.
In this morning's GMA First Look, an ABC News exclusive.
When we sue companies to get money back that we can then return to consumers, and also to bring civil penalties that we hope will deter fraudsters.
The FTC cracking down on costly imposter scams like this one. Ken Dela Cruz says in January, he received this text message from a number claiming to be his bank.
I get a call from my bank saying that there's some fraudulent activities. They wanted to help me stop it.
A scammer pretending to be his bank managed to transfer $1,500 out of Ken's account and obtain an online $4,000 personal loan. And coming up at 7 a.m., the tips you need to know to keep your personal information and money safe. With your GMA First Look, I'm Rebecca Jarvis, ABC News, New York.
If you have wet AMD, you never want to lose sight of the things you love. Some things should stand the test of time. Long-lasting Eylea HD could significantly improve your vision and can help you go up to 4 months between treatments. If you have an eye infection, eye pain or redness, or allergies to Eylea HD, don't use. Eye injections like EYLEA HD may cause eye infection, separation of the retina, or rare but severe swelling of blood vessels in the eye. An increase in eye pressure has been seen. There's an uncommon risk of heart attack or stroke associated with blood clots. The most common side effects were blurred vision, cataract, corneal injury, and eye floaters. And there's still so much to see. If you are on EYLEA or a similar type of treatment, ask your retina specialist about EYLEA HD today for the potential for fewer injections.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by End the Violence.
38 Specials Timeless Southern Rock Hits live at Coeur d'Alene Casino Thursday, April 18th. Get your tickets now for one of rock and roll's biggest all-time bands.
Being a Reardon bus driver is incredibly rewarding.
It's hard work with a lot of responsibility.
But it's also amazing to be the first and last Reardon staff member that many students see every day.
If you're seeking a supportive team, competitive wages,
and the opportunity to make a lasting impact,
look no further than Reardon,
where every student is known,
loved, and learning.
Have you worked or enjoyed the outdoors in Lincoln County before 2014? You may have been exposed to harmful Libby amphibole asbestos. Get your free asbestos health screening today. Don't wait. Early detection is key. Contact the Card Clinic at libbyasbestos.org.
Take advantage of the tax credits you can, including the annual Washington State Working Families Tax Credit. You can get money back on state taxes already paid. Visit workingfamiliescredit.wa.gov.
Damn straight. Scotty McCreery is spreading his fresh take throwback country to Coeur d'Alene Casino Thursday, May 2nd. Get your tickets now for one of country music's biggest stars.
Winning is just the beginning.
From 4 News Now, this is Good Morning Northwest.
This morning, we're following some breaking news of an arson investigation that led to officers shooting and killing a man last night.
This happened in West Central near the corner of West Dean and North Oak Street, just a couple of blocks from the Maple Ash corridor. Allison Martinez is live there this morning. Allison, what can you tell us about the things that led up to this shooting?
Good morning. Now, officers say this began with reports of a house fire and it escalated into a man being shot and killed by police. Residents of this West Central neighborhood are waking up to see law enforcement actively investigating at this home here right behind me. I'm going to give you a better picture of that. In the last few minutes, we've seen officers in and out of this home. Now, here's what the Spokane Police Department says led up to this incident. Just before 10 o'clock last night, a neighbor called 911 saying a fire had started at a home. The caller also said that they heard someone screaming. The Spokane Police and fire departments arrived and safely removed multiple people from the home. Shortly after this, SPD says officers learned that the fire was a possible arson and that the person of interest was unaccounted for. Next, officers started interviewing the people that they had removed from the home. The Spokane Police Department says at this point, one person was not cooperative and walked away. SPD says as they tried to detain the man, he fired a gun that he had concealed. At least 2 officers fired back, shooting the man. Once he was disarmed, life-saving measures were attempted, but the man died at the scene. Now, per standard protocol, the Spokane Independent Investigative Response Team will conduct this investigation, and the 2 officers that were involved will be placed on leave. As you head out the door this morning, there are no road closures in this area, and we'll be sure to bring you more information as soon as it becomes available. Reporting live in Spokane, Allison Martinez, 4 News Now.
All right, Allison, thank you very much for that.
Let's get over to Mark Peterson with a look at our first alert forecast.
All right, you look to the sky, and we've got a few high thin clouds coming across. This is a live look. It's beautiful. 38 degrees currently. Winds to 10 miles an hour, making it feel like it's about 30, so just be prepared for that. We look at the 4 things we need to know. It's going to be an above-average day today, both sky-wise and also temperature-wise. We'll see that again for tomorrow.
But the winds, the showers really move in Wednesday, and they hang out all the way into the weekend. Now, we've got some variable clouds coming across, nothing real heavy. We're going to see those push out. We're going to have sunshine popping in for this afternoon. Currently at 29 in Deer Park, 38 officially. We've got 34 in Liberty Lake. So those temperatures are all over the place. Spring break for many schools in our area. But, boy, if you're heading out to work, make sure you're prepared. We're going to see sunshine today. By 2 o'clock, about 59 degrees. We're going to see that 62 about 4 or 5 o'clock this afternoon. And then a slow cool down until even at 10 o'clock, it's going to be 49 degrees. Not too bad for this time of year.
And new from the Breaking Now desk, the trial for Chad Daybell, the husband of Doomsday mom Lori Vallow, is set to begin today in Idaho. He is accused of killing Vallow's 2 youngest children, as well as his former wife. His trial is expected to last up to 10 weeks, with jury selection scheduled to get underway in Boise today. Daybell is charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder for the deaths of 7-year-old Joshua J.J. Vallow, J.J.'s big sister Tylee Ryan, who was last seen a few days before her 17th birthday, as well as Tammy Daybell. Both Daybell and Vallow were charged with murder when police discovered the children's bodies on property owned by Daybell in Madison County in June of 2020. Vallow was convicted last summer and sentenced to life in prison without parole. Now, during her trial, Vallow's former friend Melanie Gibb testified in court, saying that the couple claimed they could tell if people had been possessed by dark spirits that could turn them into zombies. Gibb also saying that the couple believed the only way to get rid of a zombie was to destroy the possessed person's body by killing them. Daybell has pleaded not guilty. If convicted, he could face the death penalty. Reporting in studio, Sydney Charles, 4 News Now.
Sydney, thanks. A man is dead and 3 SWAT deputies are on administrative leave following a standoff in Deer Park Friday night.
Law enforcement was serving a warrant for a man wanted for first-degree child rape when he failed to appear for trial in Stevens County. Spokane County deputies found him at a home on North Monroe Road near Deer Park. The sheriff's office says the man at one point came out to speak with police, but was not cooperative, saying that police would have to shoot him. Hours later, SWAT threw containers of a chemical agent into the home to prevent him from retreating inside. But the man did run back in the house. SWAT eventually breached the home. The sheriff says that is when officers shot.
To be blocked, they could not see inside. They decided to breach that window at that point. And as that occurred, shots were fired by the sheriff's office, SWAT team members, and they immediately took positions of cover. They made sure that everybody in the team was safe. They then located the subject inside the house and rendered aid.
When asked if the man had a weapon, Sheriff John Knowles says that is part of the ongoing investigation. 3 deputies are on administrative leave while the Spokane Independent Investigative Response Team takes over the investigation.
A new construction project could add some significant delays to your commute. Starting this morning at 7 a.m., crews will begin two grind and overlay projects for 29th Avenue. The city of Spokane says the arterial located on the south side of the Lincoln Heights Shopping Center will experience lots of delays. Travel will be reduced to 1 lane in each direction on 29th between Grand and Ray, and work will be completed sometime in August.
Cheney Spokane Road between Highway 195 and Latah Bistro will also be reduced to 1 lane in each direction Monday. Construction crews are working to install water and sewer infrastructure in the area in order to increase water supply. Again, that's happening today, and we will keep you up to date on all the road construction projects as they develop on KXLY.com.
Got a couple more listed on the website there too, so take your time today.
Busy.
Your Good Morning Northwest time right now is 6:37.
Mark is busy as well, fine-tuning your forecast for you for this week.
Yes, 60s today, near or at 70 tomorrow. Does not mean it's time for gardening.
Are you sure?
It's tempting.
I'm positive. We're going to hold off just a little while longer. We've got a beautiful sunrise and a crisp start in some areas. That full forecast coming up.
And after the break, a man walking into a store narrowly avoids a gruesome death from a rogue saw blade, and it was captured on video. That's next.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+.
If your employer doesn't supply health care coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private health care is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with no deductible. To get the coverage you need, call the number on the screen now.
4 News Now anchors, not just in the newsroom, but in the community.
shocking amount of drug-related issues.
We're doing the work.
And this problem isn't unique to us.
Listening to you.
All Spokane County ballots enter through this door.
Asking questions.
Do you think we're safer today?
And getting the answers you need to help keep your family safe.
New tactic that uses fear to steal your money.
We're the people you trust on your screens and in your neighborhood. And we'll always be there when you need us on 4 News Now.
For years, the hometown Chevy dealers at 4 News Now Extreme Team have brought to life the dreams of baseball enthusiasts all over our region, and this year is no exception. Diamonds and Dreams has rebuilt baseball fields for little leaguers, schools, and small communities with limited resources. Without the help of numerous volunteers and the added funding from hometown Chevy, these projects would not exist. Join us as we celebrate over 10 years of baseball and Chevrolet. Stop in at one of the hometown Chevy dealers and let them know you appreciate their support.
Want to drive?
Really?
Most of us agree our roads are safer when we put away our phones. But we still have some people to reach. So spread the message. And set the example. Because that's how we make the road a safer place for you and your loved ones. Together, we get there.
Did you know that Spokane Hyperbaric Center uses oxygen to reduce pain, inflammation, and swelling?
I didn't know that.
Did you know that hyperbaric oxygen therapy promotes new blood vessel growth, fights infection, and releases more stem cells from your bone marrow?
I didn't know that.
Would you like to know if Spokane Hyperbaric Center is the right choice for you? Go to hyperbarichope.com to find out.
Spokane Hyperbaric Center gave us hope. And now you know.
Not attorney spokesperson. This is a paid advertisement for legal services sponsored by Nightline Legal. Cases assigned on a random basis to participating law firms. If you or a loved one were stationed at Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987 and were later diagnosed with cancer, Parkinson's disease, or other serious health effects, call right now.
Call 1-800-435-6817.
Welcome back. The time is now 6:41. A man in Eugene, Oregon is nearly impaled by a construction saw blade, and it was all caught on camera. Take a look. Shane Remke walks into this store last Thursday, and the saw blade, you can see it here, flying across that parking lot, slamming into the wall right next to the door.
Oh my God, I tears all night. Like, yeah, it was terrifying. I was shaking in the store. It took me a little bit before I could talk.
It's absolutely terrifying. Well, the store owner says it took 3 men to remove that massive blade. They're already shifting blame as to who is responsible.
Bloomsday, a little more than a month away, and starting today, the price of registration increases to $35. We have the link to register on KXLY.com. And if you want to get in some training, we have some great opportunities with sunny weather, at least today and tomorrow.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Now, we look at our 10-second takeaway, and it is a cool start, but it is going to get much warmer today. We're going to have temperatures almost 10 degrees above average, almost 20 degrees above average tomorrow. So grab your shade, 62 the high today.
A new 15-story hotel could soon be coming to downtown Coeur d'Alene.
The city's Design Review Commission unanimously approved the project last week. It would be built on First and Sherman and will have 139 rooms. It also has a 6,000 square foot rooftop with a restaurant with a rooftop bar. Crews would also be building a detached 3-level parking garage on First and Lakeside Avenue. Construction could begin early next year with the hopes of opening in the spring of 2027.
Wow.
And after this past weekend, rooftop bar sounds pretty nice.
Sounds really nice.
Your Good Morning Northwest time is 6:42.
Thanks so much for waking up with Good Morning Northwest on your Monday morning. Happy April Fool's Day. We'll be right back.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
This is a great opportunity to recognize the people who are behind the scenes doing the work.
STCU's Volunteers Count showcases people who volunteer.
There's just so many people that need so much help.
This grant that we just received is going to be such a blessing.
This is quite an honor. It will help so many people.
Tell us about a volunteer who inspires you. Go to KXLY.com/volunteerscount and nominate today.
Thanks to STCU and News 4 for doing this. It's amazing.
I was 44, working part-time. It was my first mammogram, and they found a few cancerous places in my left breast. I didn't have any symptoms. I didn't feel sick. I didn't have a lump in my breast. There was nothing. I wasn't afraid I was going to die. My first fear was, how am I going to tell my daughter? As a result of early detection, I didn't have to do chemotherapy. I just did surgery and radiation. Was able to maintain a good quality of life, and now it's a distant memory.
No slam dunk today, it looks like. Don't worry, I can fix this.
We want to make sure that you're really winning. We don't receive a penny until you get paid.
One call, that's all. 509-999-9999.
4 News Now anchors, not just in the newsroom, but in the community, doing the work, listening to you, asking questions to help keep your family safe. We're the people you trust on your screens and in your neighborhood. And we'll always be there on 4 News Now.
The average family throws out $1,500 of food every year. That's a lot. Imagine what you could do with extra cash. There are simple ways to reduce your food waste and increase your savings. It starts with a plan and ends with a little creativity, like turning your unused food into something new. Get tips to reduce food waste and make your dollar go further. Know the cost. Use food well. Visit the website to learn how.
4 News Now is brought to you by Aligned Family Chiropractic.
Welcome back. The time is now 6:45. Protect your private information now. That's the advice from experts after a massive AT&T data breach announced over the weekend.
The company says it's in the process of notifying affected customers, but experts say it might be worth looking into the hack even if you haven't heard from the company. Amy Kiley reports on their advice.
This is quite a serious issue.
Experts say past and present AT&T users should act now to protect their data. The company says it's investigating how information from 73 million customers got onto the dark web. AT&T says it's now notifying those affected.
If you get a letter like that in the mail from someone that you have entered into a contract with, you need to take time to read the letter.
If you're not notified, just don't assume automatically that you're safe. You need to investigate this.
The breach appears to involve data from 2019 or earlier. It could include names, passwords, social security numbers, birth dates, and more.
Once a bad guy has that, a criminal has that information, perhaps they could pose as you and call up one of your bank accounts or health accounts.
This former NSA general counsel says if you think you've been hacked, 1, reset your password. 2, ask a credit reporting agency to put a fraud alert on your account. 3, consider a credit freeze to block someone from opening a credit card in your name.
Any hacker who is both skilled enough and lucky enough to get inside a telecom company is going to find a digital treasure chest.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
It is now 6:47, and here is your live look. The sun is up. We have a gorgeous day in store for us today.
You guys seem to like the sunshine and the warm temperatures. It seems to be a thing. Mountain passes, people are going to be driving. Everything's looking pretty good. It looks like we lost some snow off a truck at Snoqualmie Pass. There's that little pile there. But everything else is clear and looking good, even into the higher elevations. And that's going to be for the next couple of days. We'll see some changes as we look at what will happen midweek and certainly Tuesday night onto the west side. Now, currently we're sitting at 29 in Deer Park, temperatures in the upper 30s downtown, but it's freezing or just above in Post Falls and Coeur d'Alene at 33 degrees with a clear sky. And again, that radiational cooling that happens early in the morning. Things are going to warm up nicely today. 62 degrees, the sun's up, so we should see that warmth start to generate here in the next hour or so, at least start warming up faster. Tonight, temperatures are going to be mild. We're going to get down with temperatures as cool as the low 40s for Spokane. Elsewhere, we're going to have mid 30s, so it's still going to hang with us. We do have, again, some variable clouds coming across. We'll see sunshine today, but some clouds hit and miss here and there. Throughout our forecast radar this afternoon, looking for a clear sky. We're going to see that next system coming in from the northwest, going to cross over the Cascades. We're seeing that low coming in with that counterclockwise rotation again, pulling that moisture up. It looks like areas south of Spokane, like last week, we're going to see more into the Palouse, the central panhandle of Idaho as this continues to make its way in. Colder air mass changing that snow level down to potentially about 3,000 feet. We're going to see a really good likelihood of rain on Thursday, Friday as well. Over the weekend, scattered showers. Now, today, we're going to be at 59 degrees for Coeur d'Alene, Ritzville, 64 degrees. Look at the Tri-City, 72 degrees. Sunshine looking pretty nice. The planning forecast, you see the cool down coming in on Wednesday. So we'll peak at 70 for Tuesday, which is nice. Mid-50s Wednesday, Thursday 51, and then so 53 is a normal high for this time of year. That 30-year average we talk about. We're going to be sort of hanging right there all the way through the weekend. Overnight lows above freezing, but we could see some fresh snow into the mountains to wrap up the ski season the next week or two for most.
Okay, get those last-minute trips up to the mountain planned.
And then the biking and, yeah, everything
All
else
the
that
things.
happens around here.
Mark, thanks. It's now just about 10 minutes before the hour. We will have your morning sprint coming up next.
Thanks so much for waking up with us here on Good Morning Northwest. Check out this sunrise. Gorgeous. We'll be right back.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by PAR, your total home building source.
Want to sell fast? Go to WeBuyHouses.com. We'll buy any house in any condition. Get your no-obligation cash offer today. Call WeBuyHouses.com at 509-563-7575.
WeBuyHouses.com.
Choosing countertops is one of the biggest decisions that you make during a kitchen remodel, and my husband and I thought that we would have to go to Seattle to find what we wanted. A friend recommended that we try Granite Concepts in Lewiston, and the people at Granite Concepts were amazing. They were friendly and straightforward and helped us find exactly the countertops that we wanted.
Granite Concepts. Beauty set in stone.
Support low-income, at-risk youth by investing in their future. Join me, Molly Allen, along with Ken Witter and special guest speaker Levi Horn for the annual Northeast Youth Center's Building Brighter Futures fundraiser.
All children deserve a safe place to be a kid. At the Northeast Youth Center, the staff provides a positive, secure, engaging environment for kids to thrive.
Join us to learn more about the Northeast Youth Center.
4 News Now and STCU recognize volunteers who make a difference in our community. Today, we honor Shauna Kennedy. Shauna lost her sister to domestic violence and is now the founder of Stop the Silence.
I just couldn't look away. I want to make a difference, and my commitment is that nobody else loses their sister.
Shauna is a driving force behind Stop the Silence, working tirelessly to support domestic violence victims in our community.
Shauna is an ally to those who are all too often silenced by their abusers. Thanks to STCU for helping make sure volunteers count.
A lot of injury attorneys you see on TV aren't even based around here. They could be in Texas, California,
or even worse, Florida.
You never know where they are when you call.
Unless, of course, you call us, the advocates.
After a car crash, local representation matters.
Yeah, good luck trying to get personal attention from 1,000 miles away.
And luck just doesn't cut it when you're dealing with big insurance companies. Call the advocates.
We're here for you, not way over there for you.
Injured? You deserve an advocate.
For over 50 years, Purina Cat Chow has been helping cats feel at home with trusted nutrition. No wonder it's the #1 dry cat food in America. Come home to Cat Chow.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now. This Good Morning Northwest morning sprint is brought to you by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Time right now is 6:53. Time to get you ready to take on your Monday in the morning sprint.
We have plenty of sunshine today. Mark has your April Fool's forecast just ahead.
Sydney Charles has details on construction projects that are starting today on Spokane South Hill that could impact your morning commute.
But first, an arson investigation led to officers shooting and killing a man last night in West Central Spokane. Allison Martinez is live with the breaking details.
This morning in West Central, officers are investigating after police shot and killed a man. According to the Spokane Police Department, they were called to this neighborhood around 10 o'clock last night after reports of a fire. And after arriving, they discovered that this fire was potentially arson. The fire department was able to safely evacuate the occupants from the home. And during interviews, one of the occupants was uncooperative and eventually fired a gun. At least 2 officers fired back, and the man was pronounced dead at the scene. For more updates on this story, you can go to our website, kxly.com.
Today in Boise, the trial begins for the man accused of killing his wife's 2 children as well as his ex-wife. Chad Daybell is accused of killing his ex-wife and his new wife, Lori Vallo's 7-year-old son, Joshua, and 16-year-old Tylee Ryan. Both Chad and Lori have been charged with murder. Police discovered the children's bodies on property owned by Daybell in Madison County in June of 2020. Vallo is currently serving a life sentence in prison. Daybell faces the death penalty if convicted.
A man is dead and 3 SWAT deputies are on administrative leave following a standoff in Deer Park Friday night. Law enforcement served a warrant for a man wanted for first-degree child rape when he failed to appear for trial in Stevens County. Spokane County deputies found him at a home on North Monroe Road near Deer Park. The sheriff's office says the man at one point came outside to speak with deputies but was uncooperative, saying they would have to shoot him. Hours later, SWAT threw containers of a chemical agent into the home to prevent him from retreating inside, but that man ran back in the house. SWAT eventually breached the home, and the sheriff says that's when officers fired their weapons. 3 deputies are on administrative leave while the Spokane Independent Investigative Response Team takes over that investigation.
It is a cool start in some areas, mild in others. So up into Deer Park, you're sitting at 29. Also into Spirit Lake, along the I-90 corridor, it is low, mid to upper 30. So again, probably need a light layer as you head out today. Satellite, it's going to be variable clouds throughout the day. We're going to see sunshine this afternoon, looking pretty nice. When we look at our forecast for the day, we're going to have a high of 62 degrees with sunshine throughout much of the day.
New construction projects starting today on Spokane South Hill could add some significant delays to your drive time. Now, starting today at 7 o'clock, crews will begin 2 grind and overlay projects for 29th Avenue. Only 1 lane will be open in between Grand Boulevard and Ray Street in each direction. It's part of the city's plan to rehabilitate roads while the weather is warmer. Also wrapped up into this repair is installing more up-to-code ADA ramps that will increase accessibility to our sidewalks. The city estimates all of the projects in this plan to be done by October. We have more information about the projects under this story on KXLY.com.
Also starting today, Bigelow Gulch will be closed between Wiley and Havana until late fall. Now, during that time, crews will work on a new water drainage system, resurface the road, and install more streetlights.
Cheney Spokane Road between Highway 195 and Latah Bistro will also be reduced to 1 lane in each direction today. Construction crews are working to install water and sewer infrastructure in the area in order to increase water supply.
And a project that's already underway on I-90 westbound for Freya exit will close the off-ramp until June. The street off the exit 2nd Avenue is closed as crews rebuild the roads and intersections. Once 2nd Avenue is done, then crews will focus on 3rd. Construction in that area will continue through the summer. And to see how you can get around all these projects, go to KXLY.com.
A new 15-story hotel could soon be coming to downtown Coeur d'Alene. The city's Design Review Commission unanimously approved the project last week. It would be built on 1st and Sherman and would have 139 rooms. It also would have a 6,000 square foot restaurant with a rooftop bar. Construction could begin early next year.
Thousands of volleyball players showed off their skills in downtown Spokane over the weekend for the Pacific Northwest qualifier. 800 teams from across the region and the West Coast are here. Players are bonding with their teams, and millions of dollars are here boosting the economy. The national qualifying tournaments will continue this upcoming weekend.
Bloomsday is a little more than a month away. Starting today, the price of registration increases to $35. We have the link to register on KXLY.com. And if you want to get some training in, weather's looking pretty good for it. We'll check in with Mark and the forecast after this.
At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
What have you got against tomatoes?
I don't know how anybody can eat those things.
Good morning. Thank you for calling Mainstream Electric Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. How may I help you today?
I'm having some problem with my air conditioner.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. What sort of problem?
Well, it's making a clangety, clangety, clunk sound.
Oh, no worries. We can certainly take care of that for you. Here at Mainstream Electric Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, we speak your language.
For 10 years, the 4 News Now Extreme team has been rebuilding and rejuvenating baseball fields. Is yours next? It's that time again. Go to KXOY.com and tell us why your field needs a makeover. Diamonds and Dreams, brought to you by your hometown Chevy dealers and Horizon Credit Union. All right, good morning. So the sun's up, and we're going to see a continuation of improving sky condition, if you will. Temperatures are going to be in the upper 40s throughout the morning hours. We're going to be in the upper 50s all afternoon. Our high today, 62 degrees, which is sounding pretty nice. We're going to have 70 tomorrow. Yeah, it's going to be great. Overnight lows are going to be in the 40s all the way into Wednesday morning. It's Wednesday. We see increased chances of showers. Certainly Thursday, rain expected. And we're going to see scattered showers into the weekend with cooler conditions. But 53 is an average high, so well above average today and tomorrow.
Thanks for starting your day with us right here on KXLY.
We will see you throughout Good Morning America for live local updates. GMA starts right now.